Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help.
What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. I'm Mr. Aos Inspires. This is Aos The Podcast. I'm excited about today, about our conversation that I listen, real talk. I want to help some people out on today. I believe that the conversation that is going to be high level. It's going to be high level. I believe that's going to help some people out, especially women. I want to help my sisters out real fast because I know you already see the thumbnail. I know that you already see the title as well. Believe it or not, many people deal with this issue. Like for real, like many women and many guys deal with this issue on a daily basis. And I want to be able to unfold this thing so that it's like a freight train. I mean, you don't see it, you hear it coming, but you don't see it, and it just immediately just smash you. But I want to help you out as you navigate through your singleness, right? But let me do some preliminaries. I'm Mr. Aos Inspires. This is Aos The Podcast. I want to say thank you, each and every one of you, for watching this episode. I want you to share. If anything here speaks to your spirit, speaks to you, I want you, listen, just share. And at the end of this podcast, your takeaways, leave it in the comments, please. Our mission here at Aos The Podcast is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you get to the next level. So let's go ahead and get started. Jump into this episode. Listen, I just got to say, some guys, ladies, I just want to clear it out. Some guys can smell insecurities and low self-esteem a mile away. Let's talk about it. We're on the couch today. Let's talk about it. Like some guys can really, let's be honest, ladies, some guys can really smell the low confidence, the low self-esteem, the insecurities. They could smell this a mile over. Let's flip it real fast. Fellas, there are some women that understands that you are an amazing catch, but they can smell the insecurities and also the low self-esteem, the low confidence a mile away. But this episode, I'm really specific talking to the ladies, encouraging the women. I want to help y'all, right? Because I see this time and time again. This may not be a long episode because I'm giving you guys some game. This is some real game. But let me start from this angle first. And I always say that it's not going to be a long episode. The next thing you know, it's a 20, 35 minute, 40-minute episode because it gets good in the middle. It always gets good in the middle, right? But let me start with this real fast. Ladies, before, I get it. You were in a past relationship and it damaged you somehow. Let's really speak about confidence. There's a lot of women that have been hurt their confidence, right? And I love what Cat Williams said, right? And this is the thing. People, and everybody haven't grown to this point. I'm not making fun of anybody that's here, but Cat Williams said this. I said Kevin Williams, right? Cat Williams. He said this. Self-esteem is in the name, is in the word. Self-esteem, how you feel about yourself. I get it. Some people have made your self-esteem, or you feel like some people have made your self-esteem go low. But this is what I want you to understand before we get to breaking this beginning part down. Self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. If you don't feel no certain type of way or feel high about yourself, somebody's going to tell you how to feel. If you don't know your direction, if you don't know where you want to go in life, somebody's going to give you direction, right? If you don't know your value, somebody's going to give you your value. Somebody's going to tell you what your value is. And ladies, I need you guys, ladies, I need you all to really do this. I really need you to horn in. I really need you to attack it. When you, in fact, get out of a relationship that has damaged you in some area, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically, whether it's your self-esteem wise, your confidence, insecure, whatever, I need you to go into, and I get it. You want to be with somebody. You want somebody physically there, and I get it. You don't want to be by yourself. But what I love to tell people, and what I share with this is so true, when you can't love yourself correctly, it's impossible to love somebody else correctly. Like, really let that digest. When you can't love you right, How can you love somebody else? Because you're the prerequisite to teach somebody else and to show somebody else how I'm going to be treated. Because if you don't show people how you're going to be treated, they would treat you any kind of way and you would just accept it. Or you won't accept it and it'd just be a big argument, or you guys will have some words exchanged with each other. But before you get to that place, I need you to exhibit how I am to be treated and how I am to be honored because the way I carry myself. But before we even get to that place, ladies, if you know that, and this is the thing, many people will lie to themselves, but you cannot keep on lying to yourselves deep inside, privately. You know you have an issue. So what are you doing to fix it? Because so many people will blame, oh, he did it. He made me insecure. He made me feel a certain type of way. He made me feel like as if I wasn't beautiful. He made me feel as if I was fat. Okay. But what are you doing about it to change that? Listen, you have to live with it, not him. Especially when y'all have broken up. You have to live with this, not him. Being in this space is going to damage you moving forward, being in another relationship. How do you know this? Because the same baggage that you don't heal from, you carry. Wow. Whatever you don't heal from, ladies, hear me clearly. Whatever you don't heal from, you carry to another situation. You carry to another relationship. Until you heal from some past trauma, you will carry this issue in every situation into your friendship. If you're insecure, you're carried into your friendship. You're carried into a business venture, a business partnership. Because you always feel like they're trying to get some money. They're trying to scam me, right? Because you've been scammed before or you've been cheated on before, so you don't trust anybody. That baggage you'll carry to another relationship, or you'll carry to another situationship. And I want you to get to the place where you so concentrate on self-development versus trying to beef up your profile on Tinder or beef up your profile on Bumble. Listen, I get it. You feel as if that your biological clock is ticking. I get it. You want to have a baby now, like you feel as if I'm approaching 40 or whatever age you're approaching, right? You're like, listen, I can't be having babies after this age, so I need to get caught now. So you will settle, or you will look over the things that you need to work on in you. Now, what will happen is you will find yourself not healing from past problems, and you will find yourself getting into a toxic relationship, and it's hard to get out. That's a major bar. That's a major fact. Like, it's hard to get out a toxic relationship that you know that you need to leave. Why? Because you didn't heal. Why not take the necessary steps into healing and to self-development so that when you do get healed and you do decide this is time now for me to step back on the scene, you won't accept just anything. Why? Because I already put in the work. It's just like Bentley, right? Bentley or Rolls-Royce. They don't accept just any customers. You have to fit the qualifications in order to own a vehicle, right? Like, let's really be honest. Your credit has to be right, or your money has to be right. Like, you can't have both of them jacked up and expect to be riding clean. Or you can put in somebody else's name, but I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about legit wise, all right? Because I know how y'all think, but that's real. Like, I do not want to entertain anybody that don't fit the right qualifications to being with me. And what's damaging is women will settle to be in a relationship because their whole mindset is, well, not all, some mindset is there's no good man in the world. That's so far removed from the truth. And this is what I tell people, you just haven't been in the spaces where they are. That's it. I hate when people say, ain't no real women in the world, ain't no good women in the world, ain't no good men in the world. Yeah, they are. You just haven't been in the right spaces. You just haven't been in the right circles. There are some amazing men and women in the world that will make amazing husbands, that will make amazing wives, amazing providers, amazing partners. You just haven't found the right circle to be in. Maybe your priorities are not in order. Maybe you haven't healed, so you're looking from a different ocular lens, so you can't look from the lens that you need to look through because you haven't healed. And when you haven't healed, it alters your vision. Because you look at things totally different when you haven't healed versus when you have healed, right? Think about this. I'm going to give you this scenario. Think about when you have failed, right? And you skinned your knee. Water feels different when that wound has healed versus when it's freshly cut. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Like, for real, real talk. That's real. So when you have healed, you handle trauma differently. You handle issues differently. You approach relationships differently. But when you haven't healed, you approach it in a totally different manner. Why? Because a healed mind is totally different from an unhealed mind. And this is what I want you to do. A lot of y'all, a lot of women, I already know you can speak up, but listen, bro, I ain't got no money to go to therapy. Okay, cool. Guess what? You have an internet. And if you like, listen, I don't even have an internet. Oh, but you have an ID. I don't have an ID. Yes, you do. You can go to the library and get a free library card and get on the computer and start researching every single day. What's the excuse? Listen, any excuse that you throw at me to tell me why you can't use or, do self-development, I will give you a rebuttal for it every single time. The only excuse that I can't give a rebuttal for is I don't want to do it. And I mean, that's real. Some of y'all, let's really be honest, that is the reason, but you won't say that's the reason. Like, you really don't want to do, you don't, because it requires a level of sacrifice. It requires for you to see yourself, to see your blemishes and deal with it. Many of you don't want to deal with the problems and the blemishes and the problems that you carry. It's not because of them, it's because of what you're carrying. Because you've been dealing with 4 or 5 other people in the past, and now, right now, you're carrying this issue to a new relationship. And I haven't healed because of 3 relationships ago, 4 relationships ago. I haven't healed. And when you haven't healed, I told you, when you haven't healed, you just carry, right? So anything that you say is an excuse. Oh, I don't have the money. What money do you need? Because you can do self-development for free. I dare you to look up on YouTube self-development. How do I work on my confidence? Just type in how do I, and whatever your issue is, you fill in the blank and type it in. And I promise you, it'll pop up. It will pop up, whatever issue that you battle with, if you really want to be healed. I need you to move from being hurt to being healed. And what's bothering is most women don't do self-development. Why? Because it requires sacrifice. It requires for some stuff about me to change, right? And a lot of women complain about certain things about the characteristics of God. All they want is sex. What are you putting off? And watch this. This goes deeper than just what you wear. This goes way deeper than that, right? What are you really putting off? Are you putting off desperate? Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, a lot of guys, I'm telling you, and a lot of guys are not going to agree with this. A lot of guys are going to get mad about this, but this is the truth. Certain men, right, target insecurity. I'm gonna break that. I can't wait to break that down. But some men target insecurity. Some men target low self-esteem, right? Low confidence. Some men target that. And let's just go ahead and jump in now. The reason some men target insecurity is because they feel as if I build up this false sense of hope or this false sense of security in this woman, she'll do anything I tell her to do. And generally, guys harp on, or they're victims. I'm going to say this because it's really not real love. It's just, I see an opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it. And generally, a lot of these women have good credit. And believe it or not, there's a lot of women that have a lot of money that are insecure, that will fall prey to certain men when they approach them correctly. Some guys are great con artists because I can sense that you have low self-esteem just by your conversation. I know some of y'all, how can you tell? Just by your conversation, just by your demeanor, just by interacting with you. And I may say, hey, you're beautiful. and just not like subconsciously, I done made you feel comfortable already. But then when I say you're beautiful, wow, I love it when you look like that. I love it. You have a beautiful smile. You should smile more often. Those are lines. I'm not saying those are lines by only guys that's trying to take advantage of you, because some guys that really mean it may say it, but a guy that's trying to take advantage of you, he'll say something like that. And if you respond and say, you think so? Or something from that manner, right? And many of you think that this is so elementary, this is crazy. It happens. I've seen it personally. And I've witnessed it personally. I've told women that, hey, you're beautiful. You think so? I've witnessed this personally. Right. So in the past, and that's just like a lot. Some guys harp on that. Some guys jump on the opportunity to deal with the woman that's insecure, or deal with the woman. Now, insecure to the degree, some men can handle insecurity. Some men can handle that. And this is the thing, when you peel back that layer of insecurity and make her feel secure and build her up, she will begin to let you into a space, into her heart and into her life that she has not let no other man into. This is a big one right here. I need y'all to take this away. Just like I told you in previous episodes that a man will only change for one woman, I got to tell you this as well. Some women will only do certain things for certain caliber men. I'm talking about financially. I'm talking about socially. I'm talking about sexually. I'm talking about mentally. There women, I'm going to say not certain women in all women will do certain things for a different caliber man that she won't do for another man. Let me make this make sense. Let me break it down so you can understand it. Women, right, when they're with one guy, she may not go all the way in and just fully open up for him, but another guy come along. What is it about him? I have no clue. There's different qualities, but he can make her do this. He can make her do the very thing that she said that she would not do. And there are some great men, experts, that look for these qualities, these insecurity qualities, these low self-esteem qualities, low confidence qualities of women, and they take advantage of it, right? I mean, listen, you have to be naive to not know about this. That's why you hear stories where the guy done drained her bank account, made her buy multiple properties and took all that, and he took the money and she hasn't heard from him since. It's deeper than catfish. The reason I'm doing this episode is because, ladies, I want you to be aware of your own status, not like marital status, not relationship status. I'm talking about what is your status about your self-esteem. And really, I don't want you to comment. I don't want you to tell nobody, but I want you to take a poll for yourself. Like, don't fabricate it. Don't try to be prideful. Oh, I know I'm bad. Okay, cool. Like, other people think that you're beautiful, but you don't think that you're beautiful. Like, really do a poll. And this is the only time I say that I want you to hold yourself accountable to yourself. Because, accountability, you need an accountability partner. You don't mind letting yourself down. But in this space, I don't need you to let yourself down. I need you to be honest and transparent with yourself. These are the areas of my life that I need to work on. Because if I don't work on these areas of my life, men will take advantage of this. That's why a lion, right? And we all know that if you know anything about the animal kingdom, the women lion hunts for the pride, right? They hunt for the pride. And what lions do is they scope out a group of prey or whatever they're about to kill. They scope it out. And when they scope it out, this is what they do. They find the weakest link. And whatever the weakest link is, whichever one is the weakest, that's the one that they go after. And this is the same scenario with men. They find the weakest woman. Insecurities, low self-esteem, low character, whatever. They find these characteristics in a woman that's low that they can build up, and they go after them, they pounce. Ladies, I don't want you to be in this category no longer. I don't want you to be at this place where somebody's taking advantage of you and you don't even know it. Or better yet, you know it, but you're settling. And it's as if it is what it is. I don't want you to be like that. This is the reason why I did this episode on today. I hope that this episode was helpful to you. Listen, Any takeaways, ladies, any takeaways from this episode, I need you to leave it in the comments. I promise you. Don't hit the mic. Listen, don't edit it out. Keep that in. I promise you. If you implement these rules and these principles in this episode, it's going to change your life. I look forward to seeing the healed you. I'm out of here. I'm Mr. Aos Inspires. This is Aos The Podcast. Let's go.